Hey everyone, I'm Brianna and I started Ferris State University August 29th, 2016. This semester I learned that it is important to attend all your classes and to use a planner. Attending all your classes every day is important to succeed and to do well. For the most part, I attend all my classes every day. This semester, even when I knew it would be a long and boring lecture that day, I would still attend because I also knew that it would be valuable for me to attend because that's when all the information that I need to know happens. Using a planner this semester has helped me in so many ways. Using a planner has made it so I can manage my time better throughout this semester and have a better idea of when things are due. Using my planner has really helped me stay on task and make sure I have everything turned in on time or before its due date. Having a planner has made me not forget things that I may have if I didn't have a planner. Using a planner is not only good for academic things, but it can really help you remember doctor's appointments you scheduled earlier that month. It can keep all your important activities all together. Using a planner this semester has made me be more successful. Having a planner has made me turn in all my assignments on time. So far, using a planner has made me pass all of my classes this semester. Using a planner has made me more relaxed and stress-free. I encourage people who are incoming students to use a daily planner. On behalf of the social work field, I am going to teach you a couple important things about the social work field, including the 6 core values of social work, the social work ethics, and the 3 levels of social work, the planned change model, working with diverse groups, and intimate partner violence. The 6 core values of social work are service, social justice, dignity, and worth of a person, importance of human relationships, integrity, and competence. As a social worker, it is important to understand, accept, and value these values. Social workers' mission is to help people, and through the value service, it is possible to do so. Service is an action that a person does to help someone else. Social justice means that every person should be treated equally, no matter what. Dignity and worth is being thankful for what others have to value. Importance of human relationships is being able to respect your relationship you have with your client and those around you. Integrity is being 100% honest while still respecting others and their opinions. Competence is always putting 100% in your work with your client. The social work guide is the code of ethics. It explains the social work values, principles, and the standards to guide social work behaviors. There are 6 purposes of code of ethics. Number 1 is the code identifies core values on which social work missions is based on. The code summarizes the profession's core values and recognizes a set of ethical standards that should be used to guide social work practice. Number 3 is the code is designed to help social workers recognize relevant considerations when obligations encounter or ethical uncertainties arise. The code provides ethical standards to which the general public can hold the social work profession accountable. The code provides ethical standards to which the general can... The code socializes people new to the field to social work mission, values, ethical principles, and ethical standards. The code expresses standards that the social work profession itself can use to evaluate whether social workers have engaged in unethical behavior. Social work is divided into 3 basic levels which social work practice with: meso, micro, and macro. The micro practice involves social workers who work with individuals or families. Meso practice is social workers who work with small and medium groups, such as neighbors, families, and school. Macro practice is social workers who work with communities, policies, and social justice. There are 6 steps in the plan change model. Step 1 is to intake and engagement. This is where social workers need to build a relationship with their client before anything else. Step 2 is where they assess. A social worker has to understand why their client is here and get to know the problem the client is facing to see if there are any other issues that could be causing the original problem. Step 3 is to make a plan. A social worker needs to understand what is going on with the client and make a plan to help them overcome it. Step 4 is implementation. A social worker needs to make sure that a client and themselves are following their plans. Step 5, evaluation. When the plan is done and the client achieved their goals. Step 6 is termination, which is just the end of service. Generalist practice in social work. Depending on what the client needs, a social worker needs to seek change at all levels of practice. There's 8 roles of generalist practice: a case manager, counselor, an educator, a broker, a mobilizer, a mediator, a negotiator, and an advocate. There is 2 settings for social workers. It's a rural community, which rural settings have a low population density. A rural setting is quite far away from larger cities. As a social worker, it is important to understand the community working in a rural community. And then the second one is a urban community. Urban settings have a dense population and have a lot of businesses. It is often noisy. It has more problems than a rural community. A lot of times the social work field comes into contact with people who have experienced intimate partner violence. Intimate partner violence affects millions of Americans. Intimate partner violence is a preventable public health problem. Intimate partner violence involves physical violence, sexual violence, stalking, and psychological aggression by a current or former intimate partner. The population that I want to work with is child, family, and school social work. I want to work with this population because I am used to being around this type of people, so I'll feel comfortable. This type of social work involves micropractice. This type of social work doesn't typically work with large groups of people. It will just be one person trying to help and understand another person, or at the most a few people. I want to help children who can't exactly help themselves out yet. No matter what population I work with, it will make me feel proud that I at least helped one person. Coming together as a community to help those in need is an important thing to me, and I hope that in my future I will be able to help those people who